Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. If there's one thing you might think there's no shortage of here in Vermont, it's snow. But what happens when you need to make sure you have a lot of it on a specific date, especially if that date is early in the winter season? Well, that's when you turn to science. Rebecca Gollin has the story.
For Vermont ski areas, nothing is more important than the white stuff. Snow can make or break a whole season.
In order to get good races here, which is good for the local economy, we need to be able to pretty much guarantee that we'll have snow.
Judy Geer is a director of the Craftsbury Outdoor Center, a nonprofit centered around sports, sustainability, and land stewardship in Craftsbury Commons. Offerings here include biking, sculling, and sailing, as well as Nordic or cross-country skiing in the winter. Visitors range from local families and college teams to competitive athletes coming to train. The center has hosted national-level competitions and is eager to expand those opportunities.
The goal here is to be able to hold training camps and races beginning in mid-November reliably. And the mid-November part is because skiers are really eager to get on snow, and especially competitive skiers, and especially Olympic aspirant skiers, which we have some of right here at Craftsbury, but there are a lot of juniors in the area who are training for Junior Olympics, and the colleges in the area are training for their college carnivals. So November is a really key time to be able to provide snow for people.
And that's where Hannah Weiss comes in.
My project is monitoring a giant pile of snow over the summer.
Weiss is a graduate student at the University of Vermont's Rubenstein School of Environment and Natural Resources. For the past 2 summers, she's been coming to the Craftsbury Outdoor Center to conduct research on storing snow in the warmest season.
This is a pile of snow that was made in early March of this year, 2019, and from March to May, it was covered in several dump truck loads of wood chips. We have about, I'd say, a foot of wood chips, 1.5 feet of wood chips across the pile dispersed. And then in June, we were able to get these large sheets of white tarps over the pile to try to reflect some of that sunlight before it can even get down into the wood chips.
Weiss uses sophisticated 3D scanning technology called LiDAR to measure the size of the snow pile every 2 weeks throughout the season.
We started the season off with 9,300 cubic meters of snow, and so this pile was a little bigger even than what we see right now, and it's just been melting over time, but the hope is that we have enough.
Using wood chips or sawdust to insulate ice is not a new idea. That's how iceboxes worked back in the days before refrigeration. Storing snow over the summer to get an early start on the ski season is not a novel idea either. That's been done in several European countries, as well as Canada. What is unique about Weiss's research is the location.
The Craftsbury Outdoor Center is the lowest, as far as we know, the lowest combined elevation and latitude place in the world to try over summer snow storage. And this is significant because different geographic locations around the world can receive different amounts of energy from the sun. They have different climates. And most of the centers, because most of these centers that have been really successful, they were either at higher elevations. A lot of sites are in the Alps and in Europe, or again, I said in Scandinavia, so that's really high latitude. We didn't know whether we would need to do something entirely different from what these other centers were doing in order to keep snow over the summer.
The goal is not only to figure out the best way to store snow under these conditions, but also to do it in an environmentally conscious way.
How do we keep doing what it is we love to do in the face of a rapidly changing climate?
Paul Bierman is a professor of geology and natural resources at UVM and is Weiss's advisor for the project. He's also an enthusiastic Nordic skier himself and is familiar with the issues that the industry is facing.
The Nordic areas in Vermont are having a tougher and tougher time making a go of it. Even if we do get snow, it's now often followed by rain, warm temperatures, melting, and then another cold freeze. And if you've ever tried skiing on what remains from that, you're better on ice skates.
Bierman says that the kind of applied science in this project is important not only for the university, but for the whole state.
It matters in the sense of a real applicable climate change adaptation. I mean, we're at the point where there is no longer any question that the climate is changing. There's no question that people are causing that, and there's no question that we're going to have to adapt. If you were by the coast, the adaptations are different, but here in Vermont, because tourism is a large part of our economic base, this is one of the adaptations we seriously need to consider.
Another possible application for the technology involved in storing snow could be to cool buildings in the summer months. Weiss is analyzing the data she's collected so far and will have some results in the next year. In the meantime, Nordic ski centers in the state will be paying attention, using age-old tricks to keep the snow in Vermont's ski season. In Craftsbury, I'm Rebecca Gollin with Across the Fence.
As Rebecca mentioned, the research started 2 summers ago, and during that time, the Craftsbury Outdoor Center has kept a second pile of snow, and this one's for a less scientific purpose, skiing and sledding in the summer. For more information on the research, check the website on your screen. It's uvm.edu/snowstore without the E. With the winter season comes the heating season. It's a time of year in which the danger of house fires increases. One of the first lines of defense against fire is a fire extinguisher. But the extinguisher only works if you know how to use it. Here's the UVM Fire Marshal with news you need to know.
Hi, I'm John Marcus, the Fire Marshal at the University of Vermont. I'm a certified fire protection specialist, and I was a full-time firefighter for 21 years. Today I'm going to demonstrate the proper use of a portable fire extinguisher. Before I actually demonstrate the extinguisher, there are a few things that I need to tell you. Whenever there's a fire, you need to call for help first. Even if you think you can extinguish the fire, call for help, notify occupants in the area, pull the building fire alarm, call your emergency number to make sure that the fire department is on the way. Then you can attempt to fight the fire. A portable fire extinguisher is only for small fires. It will not put out a room full of fire. It's for fires in the incipient stage, a cardboard box, a recycling bin, a trash can, something small that is not spread to other objects in the room. You also need to be sure to leave yourself a safe way out before you use the extinguisher. Make sure that you have a clear exit available just in case things don't go as planned. There are different types of fire extinguishers. Be familiar with the fire extinguishers in your area. There are several classes of fire. A Class A fire is ordinary combustibles such as wood, paper, textiles, cardboard. Class B fires are flammable liquids or solvents such as fuels, gasoline, oils. Class C fires involved energized electrical equipment, basically anything that is plugged into a power source. And Class D fires are flammable metals or combustible metals. These are fairly rare, but they are found in manufacturing and in chemical laboratories. Class K fires are kitchen fires, which involve deep frying of grease. And now we're ready to talk about how to use the fire extinguisher. There are 4 steps involved in using the fire extinguisher, and we use 4 letters to remember them. We use the letters PASS, P-A-S-S. The P is for pull. You need to pull this safety pin out before the fire extinguisher will operate. The A is for aim. You remove the nozzle and aim at the base of the flames. You must aim at the base of the fire. If you aim at the flames, the extinguishing agent will pass through the flames and land harmlessly on the other side. The first S is for squeeze. You squeeze the handles together to discharge the agent. And the last S is for sweep. You sweep from side to side until the fire is completely out. PASS. In this demonstration, we will be using water to extinguish the fire. Typically, multi-purpose fire extinguishers have a dry chemical agent, which comes out in a fine powder much like water. And now we're ready to do the demonstration. And that's how to safely and effectively use a fire extinguisher.
Before we leave you today, we're going to take one look back at the colors of fall. As Across the Fence has crisscrossed the state over the past several weeks, autumn has been on full display. Editor Marco Ayala has put together this fall farewell.